Well, hello there, my name is Fretex everybody, and welcome to a game called Battleplan. So guys, this game has been on my radar for quite some time because it is such a unique concept. So, this is an upcoming strategy game where you're a general in World War II. Now, unlike other strategy games, you actually have a very large amount of units, sometimes 10, 20,000 troops at a time, but don't worry, it's not like other RTS where you have to tell like Bob or Jacob to run down the road and get in a trench. No, this game lets you do very high level battle plans, as the game's name, and as you do these plans on a map, the AI will just try and figure out how to do it for you. Like, you have officers doing stuff as well. You don't actually have to give orders to every single unit in the game, which makes this a lot more of an armchair general game than anything else I've ever played. So at the moment, we have just been getting access to the demo a few days early. So if you like what you see, by the way, check the description of the video. You can play this yourself on Monday, so very, very close. Apart from that though, this demo has 5 missions, 2 tutorials, 3 combat missions, and I want to try and cover this for the next 3 or 4 days just to get everything we can out of this game. Now, at the start, you are being told to create a brand new campaign. You've got to make your own officer and also your corps as well. So currently you can play as America, Britain, and also Canada if you want to maple it up a little bit. Now, of course, if you're not aware, I am in fact British English, so yes, I will be flying the Union Jack in this campaign. Now, this I kind of find interesting at the start here. It doesn't really affect gameplay, but depending on what faction you play as, you can play as historical officers. So if you're Canadian, you're like, oh, it's Harry Wickwire if you're into looking at World War II officers. Or vice versa, you can go and play as, I think Montgomery is around here somewhere. There's a lot of different options. Now, for me, I'm going to be trying to play as someone that looks like me so I can pretend that I'm actually in charge. So if we go down a little bit for the British officers, I believe this guy right here, Bertram Hofmeister. Excellent sounding name. So this guy will be our character, and also we can create our corps as well. With the insignias though, it does seem it's a bit more of a general pool where it's just stuff from everywhere. I mean, if I look down a little bit, you got the 1st Polish Army Division, definitely not British. You got a bunch of maple leaves, definitely not British, and also there's some other stuff as well. I kind of wish at some point they would let us put in our own insignia and profile pictures. Just because I happen to have behind me a picture of my granddad from World War II, I would love to play as my granddad and also have his like core in here as well. But I guess it is what it is. It doesn't really affect the gameplay much, but just everyone's got a relative that fought World War II, right? Well, at least for most of the world. Regardless, let's see. So I think for now we're going to play as the 15th Scottish Division, just because the line in the emblem, that's pretty much my only reasoning. And I think apart from that, we're good to go. Oh wait, names. That would be happy, wouldn't it? So, Robert Marr. And we're going to be the Royal Armoured Corps. Excellent. I personally like playing with a bunch of like mechanized tanks and stuff, but we won't get into that this video. We're going to do some other things first. Now, apply. Excellent. So the game is very unique, I'm say, but no plan survives contact with the enemy. You're a general during the Second World War. I've got confidence for this already, damn it. Your job is to create detailed battle plans for your officers and troops to follow. Thousands of lives depend on your planning, which I imagine would be very, very bad for the majority of my troops in a minute, but it's alright. Battleplan is a difficult game about giving high-level plans and then letting go of control. War is chaotic, plans will go awry, troops will panic, and sometimes you'll lose. This game is not for everybody. I really can't get over that enough. This game is very niche. If you want to have like Hearts of Iron zoomed in as a general, this is probably going to be the game for you. Now, that video there I just skipped was a kind of amalgamation of different videos from World War II. So you can see the Royal Navy, different things. If you haven't seen that, it's probably worth a watch, but it doesn't really affect our gameplay at all. So here we are, guys. This is the main campaign menu. From here, we can do quite a few things. Now, before we get any further, I'm going to quickly say, if you wanted to skip right to the first battle or whatever, look at the video below. There should be chapters because there's a lot of stuff to go through. I'm going to try and touch on everything, but not go too far into one detail apart from the battle itself. Now, originally at the start of the game, you are a brand new officer. So the game has a very nice announcement, which kind of tells you basic stuff. We can just skip this and get to the other stuff. Now, the game seems to be running off a bunch of missions. I don't know if that's going to be the entirety of the full game, but at least for now, we have access to 5 of them. The first 2 are tutorials, so we're going to probably be skipping those, but every time you do a mission, you unlock the ability to recruit new historical divisions, you get new officers, and also you get requisition points, so you can spend it on your own army designs. Now, this game, you can kind of play in 2 different ways, I'm going to say at the moment. First off, you can just go through the missions with your own custom army units. You can make anything your heart imagines, as long as it fits inside the weight limit of the battle. You can literally put anything in here. If I wanted to, I can make a division of just artillery, and that would be all I have. Will that work? I don't know, maybe it will, but regardless, you pretty much have ultimate control of what you want to do, as long as it's within the mission's repertoire here. Now, speaking of divisions and whatnot, if we press this button here, it's the Army Constructor. Now, this is probably going to scare a lot of people, but I will also point out, you haven't got to play this way if you don't want to. The other way of playing is every mission has the ability to play with the historical units, which we'll be doing for the very first mission here to show things off. This will remove all of this part of the game, and you just play with whoever was in the battle historically. You can see if you could do better or worse than what happened in history. Now, if you like customizing things though, this is going to be probably your favorite screen. This is the Army Construction menu. It allows you to set up orders of battle for your divisions, and you really have unlimited control. So first, there's a little tutorial. I'll quickly skip past this bit, because I know what I'm doing, guys. I may have been playing this for days already. Someone send help, please. So, a few things we've got to remember at the start here. First thing, depending on your starting faction, will depend on what units you get at the start. So clearly this is a British regiment. And also it will depend on your officers as well. Now, this is something I found quite interesting. So far, every time I've rolled a new campaign, the officers have been different. So take that as you will. Officers are put in charge of divisions, like so. They will apply benefits to them. For instance, this man right here is a yes man, so he's got less damage, more speed, and also he's got better artillery damage as well. So depending on how you want to play, having a good officer can make a huge difference, or maybe bad. If they got really horrible speed modifiers, they might just destroy everything. You have to be very careful there. Now, as the game goes on, these units are all persistent. Every battle you do, I mean, just do this tutorial quickly to get rid of the little modifiers there. Thank you, game, appreciate it. Cool. Now, every time you do a battle with your own regiments, they will go into battle. The officers will get experience and level up, and the troops themselves will also get damaged and also gain veterancy, which will affect how they fight in combat. Now, I was debating on what I should do for the first video, but like I said, we're doing a historical mission, but I also can just create anything I want as well. I'm not going to go too much detail in this, because I feel like if you haven't seen the game in action, how are you meant to know the difference between any of these units? But if you're only here for the first video, I will very quickly go over ones you can put into formations. So we have headquarters, infantry, mechanized infantry, paratroopers, which I haven't used yet, but it does sound pretty cool. We have scouts, 3 types of tanks, light, medium, and heavy, 2 artillery, 2 engineers. We have anti-tank guns ×2, and also eventually anti-air guns. Now, as the game goes on and you complete missions, you will unlock the ability to get more and more of these troops. I believe as well there might eventually be the ability to hire more different types, because there is also fighters and bombers, but you don't seem to be able to buy them ad hoc, but you can get them as a division separately. So, there. Now, the last thing I want to show in this menu, actually I think we'll show it in a second, after I skip through the first 2 tutorials. Now, when you do a mission, luckily because I'm in demo, I can just skip this. It will give me more points to buy stuff on the map, and also allow me to purchase new division types. After you've done like 3 missions, you get access to a very large roster of different divisions. Like the 1st Polish Armour Division. You can get some Canadian groups, some American groups. If you want to play with a certain division from history, this game actually allows you to purchase them and use them in combat, which is pretty cool. So, as I said though, these 2 missions are skipping, and you'll see we'll start unlocking more and more items here. Now, mission 3 is going to be the thing we're going to dive into first, because this is an actual combat mission. You can lose it. So we'll be diving into this in a second and seeing how combat works itself. Now, I do want to do a little bit more before we dive into anything else, just to show off this little section as well. If I go to recruit formations, you can now see we have access to far more items. Canadian divisions, recon squads of bombers. There's different options here. Now, I'm going to recruit these for my second video, because we're going to be creating our own custom army for the second battle, but that'll be in a later video. And also we have access to different officers and stuff as well. For instance, this guy right here, he's cold. So less morale, more damage, and he's also got a special limited use ability. Not sure how I feel about these, by the way. It's going to be a high-level strategy game, but they are very powerful at the same time. So I can't really discount it too much. So with us going through pretty much everything on the screen very quickly, one last thing I'll quickly show off is there is absolutely no limits to setting up these formations. I mentioned it before about the weight limit. I can just do this if I wanted to. I can randomly have a tank battalion in charge of an air wing, which then would be in charge of another air wing, and you'll see it kind of adds it into the order of battle over time. Do not worry, if you like things being uniform, by the way, I'll very quickly show you. I'll add some random stuff in just so it shows people what will happen. Don't worry about placing stuff on the screen. If you leave and come back, it will automatically sort itself into different orders of battle. So, pretty easy. Good stuff. Now, before we dive into the actual mission, I deal with this next video. Let's start the Battle of Cherbourg. So, as I mentioned before, you do have access to put your own units in. We are very lacking in units for our own army, but historical unit mode gets rid of all that, and we can start the mission. Okay.
Plans in the works, sir?
Here we are. So this gives you a very quick rundown of what the battle is going to be. It does also kind of tell you a little bit of hints, not hints in a way, but you can see the infantry divisions, so you know at a glance they're not going to be having a bunch of like tanks or aggressive units. You're pretty fine. Now, this mission, the enemy's already cut off after D-Day, and they don't really have any way to escape. So you haven't really got to worry about being attacked yourself, though they will attempt to recapture a better line if they have the opportunity to do so. So let's press continue. And here we are in the game itself. So this is a very, very small map. I will say as the game advances in the missions, they get a lot larger and a lot more complicated. This is a very baby mission, so you haven't really got to worry too much about things, but of course, you could still lose. So the Germans have formed a defensive line guarding Cherbourg, break through and capture the city. So the one drawback I would say from playing on historical mode is you do get the historical units. So we currently have the 3rd Armored Division,
Sir?
4th Infantry Division,
Sir?
9th Infantry Division,
We're ready.
79th Infantry Division,
Reporting in.
and we have a fighter
What do you
bomber
need?
and recon squadron. So nothing too crazy. One
Orders?
thing that is a bit of a wild roulette when it comes to playing in historical mode though, is the actual divisions will remain the same, but the commanders I've noticed will change. I'm not sure if this is because I'm playing a demo and they might change this to preset officers in the future, but right now, you can get some crazy things. I was playing this morning and I had my tank division owned by a pilot and the air wing was run by a guy that was infantry. Actually, I think this is actually happening right now. Yeah, he's an infantry commander. Very crazy stuff there. Of course, if we make our own units in the army commander, we won't have to worry about this. We can have stuff set up properly. So, what's happening at the moment? You can see if we zoom in, the game goes quite far in. We've got loads of units in the battlefield at the moment, and we have around 19,000 troops, which is a lot of dudes. Now, each of these units is split into these little sort of squad units here. You can see they've got troops, morale, supplies, and a bunch of other modifiers and stuff as well. At the moment, our units are kind of automatically set up to play the game. Now, this is a real-time game, if you're not aware. So,
Yes, sir.
at least initially,
We're ready.
we have a deployment phase.
Sir.
We can use this to quickly
Sir.
change units around and set them
Reporting
up
in.
before we set plans
you
in
need?
motion.
Yes,
So
sir.
initially, what we're going to be doing
We're ready.
is doing a little bit of pre-battle planning. So currently the enemy is already set in stone. They are currently set up along this forest/marsh line, which gives them defensive bonuses and makes them a little bit harder to take on. So before I deploy any infantry, I want to have a quick look at the officers, because this can change the units a lot, as I mentioned a second ago.
Orders?
So, out of the 3 we have, Stanley Smith, relentless. So he's got quite fast movement speed, less defense, cavalry officer, tanks mechanized. That's a great perk if he had tanks in his group. So he's pretty fast. So we'll probably use this guy as our attacking infantry division to help prop up the tanks as they break through enemy lines. What's we got next?
Sir?
Rudolph, timid. So low morale, good defense, more veterancy. This guy's a very, very defensive infantryman. Good to know. We'll definitely use him in some kind of static formation.
Sir.
And then finally, we got Joseph Collins, who is high morale. This guy seems very good at artillery. He's got 3 stats of artillery. Wow. So this guy's going to be pretty powerful. Okay, so defensively,
Ready for orders.
we'll put the 9th Infantry Division
We're ready.
on hold line starts. Now, this game has a lot of orders. I'm not going to... This is a Tough game to get a hang of, guys. You're going to have a lot of, I guess, figuring out what to do when you jump into it. So all these orders do different things. Something I will give credit to the developers for here, which I do think is very user-friendly, is nearly every order, not everyone, but most of the orders have a video which shows you what happens if you actually use it. Very cool. By the way, units don't teleport unless you're in the pre-deployments thing at the start of the mission. Otherwise, they have to move there. Don't worry, guys. We're not seeing teleporting troops here. So, I'm going to be using the hold line stance. So, I wouldn't normally use this too much, but because this mission is defensive, we know we will not be attacked much. So, this unit is going to be holding the entire right-hand side of the battlefield here. When you draw lines, you can literally do anything you want to, and the game will just try and deploy them. If that's a good defense line, no, it's not. It's terrible. Let's do that again.
Sir?
Now, when you draw defense lines, you got a few things to take into account here. First off, can your division actually reach the line? If you have a really, really long one, you're going to have a lot of holes. Now, if you're expecting a tank attack or like some kind of counter, this would fall apart immediately. They would get surrounded, wiped out. Not good. So you want to make sure when you set up infantry divisions, you actually have enough room for them to properly dig in and shine. Now, the other thing I was going to say as well, if you have a defensive formation, they will actually fortify and dig themselves in, which is pretty cool. If I was actually in danger of being attacked by this enemy group here, I would be making sure I have my defense line along the swamps and also the towns and forests, so they get a big defensive buff. But, like I said, in this mission, doesn't matter as much. Okay, so what I've just done there...
Orders?
Let me just do that again a little bit. Is we set up our defensive line, and when the day begins, they will set up and start fortifying the position here. They automatically send out engineers to set up minefields, they do recon, do artillery. It's pretty cool to witness. So, second attack group,
Sir.
which is this guy here. These units are going to be the ones that are going to be holding the second area. Now, I want to be a bit aggressive here when it comes to actually attacking the enemy forces. So we're actually going to be very, very ballsy here and have two groups attacking in this direction. My general high-level thought process here is I'm going to have a tank and infantry group to break through the enemy lines. We're then going to set up a defensive line up here to block off their supply, and we're going to have an infantry group attacking from the south and the tank group attacking from the north, pincer, and wipe them out in one day. Hopefully. It may not work out that way, but we'll give it a shot. So, this group's artillery,
Ready for orders.
let's set them up very close to them, so we're avoiding the swamp, up to the marsh line here.
What do you need?
Now, you've got to be very careful with terrain. If you're in a wetland or a marsh, it's really bad. Units can easily get stuck in the mud, and they will not be usable really for a while. Their movement speed can go down to like 0.2 kilometers an hour, and they're just wasting their time there. So, for me, I'm going to avoid deploying units in this area and just kind of go around it at this point. So, we've also got ourselves our tank group.
Reporting in. What do you need?
We'll move them over here.
Sir.
And we also have the aggressive infantry group here as well.
Sir?
A little further back though. Perfect. So last two units we haven't deployed yet is we got the two air wings. So one of these guys does recon and the other one does bombing. Bombing, very, very strong. It really is. They can blow through people in seconds. So you've got to be very careful to use them because enemies might have anti-air, but for the most part, these are our MVPs. So the another factor of the game is supply. So every group in the game
Ready for orders.
has a blue bar of supplies. If this runs out, you do less damage. They start panicking. They might surrender. Supplies are very, very important. So we can currently deploy 4 supply depots in the game. I'm actually going to be deleting them and moving them to more relevant locations. I would recommend you always put these in a road network because otherwise the trucks that go out of them have to reach the road and it slows them down dramatically if they're not nearby anything useful. So initially here, the game has given us a few supplies. We're going to move them around to the cities just to make sure they're in a bit more of a useful location. Am I missing one? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's one way at the back here. So, just for now, I'm actually going to have the secondary... Do you know what? We don't need it. I was thinking I was going to deploy a secondary base of the air wings, but we're going to move up quite quickly. I want to have one open, so I can set one up around here at some point throughout the day. So,
Orders?
air bases. We'll rebase them here.
We're ready. Sir?
apart from that, guys, start mission.
Starting planning
So,
phase.
as this game said at the start, this game has two main ways of playing when it comes to actual in-game fighting. I said that earlier as well, but this is a different situation. So, normally, if you play the game, you have a planning phase at 5:45 a.m. every day. This means you can set up your own custom orders, and then your troops will push them out throughout the rest of the day. Also, once per day, you can call in emergency planning mode, which stops everything. You can redo all your plans if something goes horribly wrong. If you don't want to play this way, there is also an option in the menu to have unlimited emergency plans, so you can just do this every single time, or simple mode. In this mode, you play in real time. You can change your plans whenever you want to, and it's always in a constant state of flux. Now, I'm going to play the game as it was intended by doing it in planning mode, because that's pretty much the name of the game, Battleplan. If I'm just saying, tank unit, go here, wait, go here, it's not really the same experience. So, let's get started, shall we? Initially,
Yes, sir.
our units are already semi-set up. Now, this is not perfect because... no, it's alright. They're okay. What I'm going to be doing,
Sir.
battle plans. So you can see all of a sudden we got a lot more orders because we're actually in the game itself. You can do stuff such as defense in depth, which has units fall back if they're attacked, up to encirclements, and the game will show you videos on how they work. It's pretty cool. Watch this. It's so beautiful. Not really relevant on this map because it's so insular already, but very useful later on in the game. So, let's do some missions, shall we?
What do you need?
So, initially, I'm going to be attempting to break through, encircle, and destroy this entire area as fast as I possibly can. What we'll be doing is we'll be asking this defensive line just to hold a position, stay there, but send their artillery over to this part of the battlefield and help us
Sir.
bomb them. I want them to spend all day just flat out barraging this area and destroying the morale of anyone inside.
Can do.
Done. Next up, we're going to have
Orders?
the southern group here. So these guys have a very important mission. Initially, they're going to be helping bombard, but they're going to be part of the pincer. When my troops arrive from the north, I want to attack at exactly the same time and just absolutely destroy these defending forces. Currently, though, they're fortified. So if I were to attack individually, infantry versus infantry, not the best matchup. So before we do
Yes,
anything,
sir.
we're going to tell them to do an artillery barrage as well
Ready for orders.
for probably 6 hours. So this will hopefully soften up the defenses a little bit and maybe hurt their morale a bit as well. After this is completed,
We're ready.
I would like it.
Reporting in.
Ooh, do I do a general seize order or do I just break through? Let's do a general seize ground order. This is the most common one I use. It basically means, as you can see in the video, any ground that's occupied, troops will move in and take it over. If there's enemies inside, they will gang up on them and try and wipe them out. So, seize ground. I want to be very careful with these seize ground orders because if you look,
Sir.
marshes and forests, the sheer amount of reduction of movement speed in this location, devastating. So I'm going to avoid that like the plague. So initially I want my units to move up to here.
Ready for orders.
Then I want
We're
them
ready.
to break through attack, which is as zacky as it sounds. They just rush forward towards the endpoint. Very useful to tanks. This is to stop them being stuck, move them through to the next
Yes,
zone,
sir.
and then do a larger seize ground order. This is very, very big,
What do you
but
need?
at this point, I'm hoping that the enemy's already been split up, and they just go around and try and destroy units that's still alive. Okay, excellent.
Will do.
That is a happy day for me. Next up,
Sir.
we're going to have the fighter bomber squadron.
Reporting
So,
in.
we got a bit of an awkward start here because these enemies very insulated in a forest. Pretty good place to be. I want for a few hours,
We're ready.
probably 4 to be exact. I want close air support to only focus on this area to help us break through initially to blow through the enemy forces. So after they're done with that, I would like them to instead just help destroy any enemy unit across this entire
What do
area.
you need?
Done. Same time,
sir.
if we can't see the enemy, how do we know where to shoot? So I want recon planes to spend all day
Sir?
just flying around here, making sure we know where to go. Next up, we're going to have the 2 aggressive formations. So first off,
Ready for orders.
we'll go for the infantry. What I want to do with these guys How am I going to do this? Yeah, okay, so these guys are going to have a very particular order here. I want to blast through enemy forces. So they're going to be told to spend a few hours at the start of the day
Sir.
bombing this area. And
What
then
do
I
you
want them to try and break through the forest up to this town here.
Reporting in.
I'm not French. I'm not going to try and pronounce these names. After they've reached that
Yes,
point,
sir.
I would be interested if they can turn around and set up a defensive formation along to the beach.
Sir.
Remember, this is me presuming that the enemy is going to be broken by my tank attack, and there's going to be a problem. My initial plan is going to be, though, if I capture this area, this entire zone will be completely cut off from enemy supplies, which is going to be devastating after a day or two. So, if that does work, we'll have two large defensive lines holding up this entire area from enemy forces.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Final stage, everybody. Final stage. So, tanks.
Orders.
These guys, I want them to initially attack through the forest here, down the road, to this city.
Ready for
Now,
orders.
this has been an assumption of mine because I've been playing this game for quite a bit of time. You notice that with all these defensive units, their background areas, such as HQs and artillery, are way back. Now, I'm going to assume that the enemy's HQ is going to be around this area here.
Sir.
If this works, we might catch them unawares and actually destroy some of their HQs or artillery pieces, which would be devastating to their defensive formation. So, last thing I want to do after this is do another breakthrough attack to punch through down this road
Sir.
to connect up to this area. This is kind of a backup in a way. If for whatever reason our guys are stuck, this will make sure we have a way of flanking through the enemy forces and getting into the main battle itself.
What do you
After
need?
that, though, we're going to take another breakthrough attack so they actually force march all the way back up to the center point,
Reporting in.
and then they can have a general seize ground order. Perfect.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
I'm a bit of a barbarian when it comes to ordering. You can do very complex orders. So if you thought this was a bit quick for me to set up, you probably are correct. But I will point out, every single order you do, you can set up sub-orders. So for instance, number 2 here, I can go through, set up different orders for particular units. If you want to, you can spend probably tens of hours just setting up one battle plan for every single unit to do a certain job. If you want to. Not for me, though. Okay, guys, it's finally time. It's been 30 minutes. Oh my god, finish planning. Go, go, go. The battle has begun.
Roger.
Let's do it. So, as I said before, the units are now going to set up and just start doing my orders. It's a bit congested, they're a bit stuck at the moment. Hopefully in a second you'll see the tanks start to push through in a breakthrough attack order and destroy these routes here. Our planes have already attacked as well, and they will hopefully start breaking enemy morale. Now, morale's in yellow, HP's in red. If an enemy has no morale and they're surrounded, there's a chance that they might surrender. If that happens, instant victory. It's good times. So,
We're ready.
things are looking pretty good at the moment. We are breaking through. You got to be careful, by the way. Day one's okay, but in defensive areas, as nothing's going on, minefields are being created by engineers. So after the first day, you can get hit by mines, which are devastating. They really suck. But shouldn't be a problem at the moment. Okay, so the enemy has a stronger than I thought they were going to do. Hopefully the planes will help us break through this and we can get pushing.
Has started, sir.
I'm actually going to break the bombard here because we'll leave it for another few hours. It should be fine. Excellent. The first enemy force has started to pull back. The enemy's also got some anti-tank guns, but they're so surrounded, it should be fine. Do you know what? As they're so damaged, I actually am going to break the bombard here. So at any point, you can just pause or cancel orders to get the next one in the line. And like I said before, I can also pause the game and do new orders in an emergency. Okay, infantry. Breakthrough, get pushing. Perfect. There's definitely a lot of defenses here. So as the units get wounded, they will attempt to pull back towards their HQ units. This could be good or bad. Sometimes they might try and retreat through your force if they're encircled, or they may head further into an already existing pocket. It depends on where the HQ is. Okay, we're definitely stuck on this forest here. Now, of course, tanks,
What do you need?
not brilliant in forests, but it's all right. Because we got such an overwhelming force, it should be okay. You can generally see their firepower advantage and also different modifiers at the bottom of the screen here. Remember, this game is a demo. It's not finished. So I imagine a lot of these boxes are placeholder, and they'll probably get changed in the future as time goes on here. Okay, so our infantry have appeared. They're going to start hopefully destroying enemy forces. And we've also started to surround and destroy a few enemies as well, which is good.
Sir?
We've still got barrage for another, like, 2 hours, I think. So things seem to be going to plan at the moment. And we've just captured our first enemy around here. That enemy is gone. So a lot of the kills you get are going to be from capturing. Definitely try and do it as fast as possible. There's no magic bases in this game. You do get reinforcements at the end of every night if they're in supply, but it's not a lot. Most of the time, capturing enemy units and destroying their forces is going to make the rest of the mission a lot easier. If, for example, I very slowly push them up this way, they would eventually pull back and keep pulling back until they're in Cherbourg. Unless you just try to kill them in one fell swoop like I am. Okay. And yes, the FPS is abysmal at the moment. It happens, it happens. Okay. These guys are surrounded, looking good. So once we clear this forest, we're going to start seeing a lot of progress very quickly. We will get movement speed bonuses on roads, and especially for vehicles, they're going to absolutely zoom past and through enemy forces here. Looking very good. So there's actually no enemies on a defensive line back here, though there are artillery units, so this is not good. If you wanted to, you can actually at this point do an emergency plan and tell your planes to go and bombard that area to knock them out of combat. That will help you out quite a bit, but I'm okay at the moment. Oh, guys, check it out. So the officers you have in the game are actually in these HQ units over here.
Yes, sir.
So over here, we've just discovered an enemy HQ unit. He's the leader of the 352 Infantry Division. As you fight them in combat, you'll learn more information about them, which tells you their supplies, their ammo, which tells you their like readiness, their HP, loads of things you can learn as the game goes on. Looking very good, everybody. This is going great. Now, these guys have been cut off, but as they have supplies, it won't affect them for a while. The more they fight, though, the quicker their supplies will drain. Oh, yeah, this is brilliant. Now, supplies themselves, by the way, you can see where they're going. Not very well, but you can kind of see that there are supply chains through the road network. So you want to make sure you keep the roads open. Otherwise, you're going to have no supplies, which is a bad thing. Also, by the way, I want to point out, I love this mode here. Oh, look at the colors. Oh, it's beautiful, guys. I do love it. You can see very, very vividly your zone of control. Okay, let's go back to the regular view, shall we? Zoom back in again, and we should be good to go. This is good. The guy is surrounded. Another HQ is surrounded as well. Taking these out will hurt the morale of all connected units, which is very, very useful.
Sir.
Barrage is going to end in around an hour.
What do you need?
So at the moment, my plan looks like it will still probably function as I would like it to. Did I lose one of the officers?
A major battle has begun.
I swear there was more enemies around here, but... Okay, the enemy's being pushed back either way. This defense... HQ units are very tanky, by the way. But if they do fall, it is devastating, so... Okay, I'm going to premature cancel this order. Infantry's going to start moving in. We're going to attack them from both angles at the same time here. So we're about to meet up with these units. And these fellas will be completely cut off from enemy forces. That's a scout, by the way, if you're wondering. Scouts, very important for knowing where the enemy is. Now, if I was to make divisions myself, I would personally have more engineers.
A unit has been cut off.
And more artillery, but that's just me. Okay, so we have lost the supply line connection here, but that doesn't matter, guys, because remember, this is the overall arching mission here. These guys are going to eventually be cutting off everybody, so it should be fine. Good, we've actually engaged the enemy general in proper combat here, so hopefully we can knock him out.
Ready for orders, sir.
What's this? Okay, so one of these units has an ability.
Reporting in.
I don't really know if I like abilities in this game, but they do exist. So this is Lightning Strike. Temporarily, units in the radius will get 300 movement speed and 100% damage. That is massive. Absolutely huge. Though I don't think there's a place to use it at the moment, but if we're attacking the swamp area, it might be a good idea to deploy that at that point. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Surrender, my enemies. Truly glorious. What we do, we'll cancel some orders in a second, because when we break through to here, and this guy starts retreating, we'll bring this... we'll bring the armor back up, and they can start attacking the rest of the area. Once they've been broken with morale, they can't really fight back, and the infantry can slowly take care of it for the rest of my troops here. Okay, how are you guys doing over here? Good. Done very, very good. Okay, at this point, cancel breakthrough order and set up on a line. They go there right away, but we want to start making sure we set up our defensive formation along the rest of this map here. It might be a bit thin, but it should at least break the supply lines overnight. Now, I don't know if the AI works the same way I do. I think it does. But it can only do plans once a day as well, I believe. This means everything I'm doing, it in theory won't be able to react to it until it does emergency plan or the next day happens. So at least for now, I'm okay doing a very large attack line. If the game actually works that way though, don't quote me on that one, guys. I'm not aware. If someone knows, let me know. Okay. Oh, this is looking good. We haven't broken the last enemy yet. Like I said, when this one breaks, I will reposition our troops elsewhere. I'm going to play a little bit faster because I have a habit of playing these games for too long. I know it's a hobby, guys, but people don't really want to watch a 2-hour video most of the time, so I've got to be a little bit careful here. Okay, so this guy's broken.
What do you need?
We're going to... Oh, they're already breaking back through to the top. They are. Okay, this armor group is heading back up north.
A major battle has begun.
Oh, that anti-air is just hitting everything right at the moment. Looking very good. Okay, I'm not keen on how these guys are working at the moment. They seem to be a little bit stuck. With some units not moving forward.
A large battle has started.
But if they do return to Port Vale, they should hopefully spread out and start doing the next phase of the objective. We're only 2 PM, by the way, so we've got a long time to go here. Okay, they're on seize ground mode now. They're going to spread out and just start killing enemies everywhere. Okay, so hopefully what happens is they go for this general first. If we kill the general, it's devastating. They all get a massive morale debuff, and it's going to just rest up their entire command here. Now, one thing I will say is it can be a bit frustrating at times getting rid of retreating enemy units. The AI doesn't seem to attack them on purpose. So this does lead sometimes to a few issues where they just kind of get left behind, enemy units. They're just stuck in limbo. You will eventually kill them off if they run out of supplies, but it can be a bit frustrating. Hopefully they have like some kind of clear up order at some point. Regardless though, units are spreading out a little bit. Up the top, we have completed our new defensive line. These units are firmly encircled, which is great news to me. Yeah, they are super stuck. I think it's because both formations are here at the same time, so they got a bit congested.
Underway, sir.
Now, the second group
Ready for orders.
is also doing a breakthrough, aren't they?
Orders?
Yeah, let's get rid of this, and let's start spreading out more naturally across the entire area as well. The reason I originally had a breakthrough is because I wanted to avoid them getting stuck on the marshes if they attack from this angle. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but as you can see, it has happened a little bit. Now, vehicles aren't as bad in the marshes, but infantry can, like I said, get stuck there for days, so you got to be careful there. Okay, units are spreading out a little bit. More attacks are coming in. And nighttime is approaching rapidly. So, get a little bit closer. Move up a little bit. Wouldn't let me do it. I was trying to put down a supply depot, but it's a bit far away. I don't want this one. There you go. So this supply depot, If you capture it, you can actually, after 6 hours, dismantle it and move the supplies into your own supplies. Basically stealing their stuff, which is pretty cool. There's only so many supplies in the game anyway, so depending on if you get a lot of them or if they steal them off you, it's very, very important. This has not gone as well as I would hope because of the enemy retreating stances, but they have been broken, just not as much as I was hoping they'd be broken.
A large battle has started.
In the morning, we have to do some new commands and try and figure things out a little bit. So what you can do overnight, when units start going to sleep, which I think they have at 10 o'clock, we're going to tell both units an emergency plan to reposition themselves.
Any new plans, sir?
This is just to reset their location overnight,
Sir.
because at night time, of course, you can't attack, but you can move.
Reporting in.
So it is very useful if you
We're
want,
ready.
at the end of the day, just have like a little fallback command or something. If an attack didn't go well, bring them back to allied supply locations and just hold out a little bit.
What do you need? Copy that.
So you go there.
Sir,
You guys are going
ready
there.
for orders.
Done. And as you see in a second, they should very quickly move to their new
We lost
locations.
the supply depot. We nabbed a supply depot.
This also means that no units are cut off overnight, which is... Did I accidentally reset the wrong formation? That is the most devastating mistake I've ever made. I've broken all of my progress. No! Whoa! Mistake of the maker, guys.
Shall we start planning?
Yeah, let's start planning, mate.
Yes, sir.
Hold line. I've just lost so much progress. I am so sorry, guys. That was a complete mistake on
Sir.
my part. Immediately move back to where you were
Ready for
before.
orders.
Now, group here. Breakthrough attack into enemy pockets.
Orders.
This is just to make my troops guaranteed to attack them and hopefully wipe them out. So I want to do 2 attacks down this way.
Sir, what do you need?
We're going to move back up to the city
Reporting
here.
in. We're ready.
And then we're going to do a general seize ground on this entire area, which I hopefully haven't lost to an enemy new defense line. Oh my God, guys, what a
Ready
mistake.
for orders.
What a mistake of the
Executing.
maker. I can't believe I did that. Okay, close air support. It's because the video time, I was getting a bit antsy. You've got to be careful,
Sir?
guys. You've got to be very, very careful. So we're going to do some pretty basic commands today because we just want to make sure we
Orders?
clear up the enemy that's already been damaged. Because we have currently
Yes, sir.
17 days left. We have plenty of time to try and push through
Sir.
orders and stuff here. So,
What do you need?
the unit I actually want to move is this one right here. We're
Reporting
going to
in.
assemble them at the
Sir?
center location. And then they're going to help out by just killing any enemy forces that are inside the circle as
Yes,
well.
sir.
I can't believe I did that. So let me explain for a second. I played this game this morning, and the units I used in combat were different because the officers changed. So
Orders.
this, this I think is the other way around. Like the other one I'm using to attack was actually defensive, and it vice versa. So I got a bit confused there.
Ready for orders.
My bad, guys. My bad.
Sir,
Okay, so apart from that,
we're ready.
these guys continue to barrage in this
What do you
location.
need? Right away. Sir,
And this is kind of a
Yes,
very
sir.
basic attack. The
Reporting
reason we're
in.
doing it like this is because
Sir.
I want to try and see how far I've messed up. If we can regame our defensive line, it's fine, and I can do another order then. But if I have to quickly cancel everything and do emergency planning, we can do that as well.
ready for orders.
Okay, are we good? Let's go. Okay, so hopefully this will knock out a lot of these
Major
units.
battle has begun.
We haven't lost the main supply depot. That would have been devastating, by the way, if that unfortunately went through. Now, because the enemy hasn't really figured out what they were doing yet, we should be able to stop them from creating enemy lines. So you can see that we've already made a few of them captured, and the rest of them are retreating, which is good news. The infantry is slowly returning to their original front line, and the enemy hasn't really tried to set up a new one, but there are units that are kind of like in the forest a little bit. But with the amount of units I have, yeah, they got no morale. It's fine. We can keep pressing through here.
Orders.
Okay, the other infantry group has gone through the marshland, and they should now start helping out clear the enemy's pockets. We've also got Battleplan is complicated. If you prefer always being able to act and simplify plans, you can turn on simple mode. We've gone over that earlier, but yeah, pretty handy feature there. Hopefully these two will surrender soon, so we can get the rest of the units out of the swamps and back into the battle elsewhere. The line is reforming though, which is good. Hopefully the tanks will finish up over here and help clear out the rest of the units elsewhere. Okay, they fell back. That's fine. Yeah, it looks like we've recovered. It was a bit dodgy, but I think we're okay. Perfect. So in 2 hours, I can get rid of this supply depot here. Now, my units aren't moving to capture territory. Not sure why exactly, but I think it might be because of them all being on retreat stance. They're not really tagging them as an aggressive unit. Let's get rid of this in a second. Your supplies will be mine. Perfect. Look at this weird battle thing I've created. What have I done here? So it looks like the enemy has recovered a few troops, and they're going to try and set up a new defensive line at the top here, which is fine. I'm focusing on getting rid of the enemy units that are still remaining inside my encirclement.
A large battle has started.
This first mission, by the way, is very forgiving because the enemy hasn't got any motorized or tanks or really anything to worry about. You can very easily try out different strategies and try and move up here. Now, the enemy eventually is going to probably try and escape through this defense line. It's a bit thin, so they might get through, but we should at least do a bit of damage on the way out. Enemy captured again. This bit here is holding a lot of my troops, unfortunately, but
Major battle underway,
not much we can do that. Okay, we're currently at 4 p.m. Let's get rid of this supply depot here.
A large battle has started.
We're going to move our units up to this location later. We'll probably use this one here as the new airbase. It's kind of further back from the front line. And we put one here to supply the frontline troops as well. This is where a breakthrough would really help push through here, but it's already 5 p.m, so we have pretty much run out of time here. Excellent.
Major battle has begun.
Devastating. Absolutely devastating. Yeah, they've had a bad day. What else can I really say here? The entire area has been wiped out. The remaining troops are still cut off from supplies. At this point, they have supplies in reserve. Fair enough. So they're not in risk of running out of supplies entirely, but they are still at risk of being captured. Or just killed. Some of these units have only 7 out of 50 units left, so they're nearly out of the game altogether. Okay. So, it looks like we've got some new information. These guys are still in this weird circle. And some of the units are actually defending Cherbourg. Now, I'm going to assume they have a general semicircle defense around this area here. If I try tomorrow to push my units up and create a encirclement of my own, we will then cut off the rest of the map forces. This means I want to invade and attack through every area. And it looks like I mentioned earlier in the video, they have been putting back their forces everywhere to prepare the defense of Cherbourg itself. Now, luckily, I thought it was going to be a bit awkward, but last minute, it does seem that we have wiped out successfully the last few enemy pockets. Like, we've actually cleared out this entire zone now, which is brilliant news. So, I'm going to be setting up a new supply depot here. Emergency plan.
Let's begin planning.
Just to move units in position for the battle tomorrow. So.
Reporting in. Yes, sir.
Let me just double check a few things. You guys should be doing the hold line. Actually, no, it's not. Yeah, this is for tonight, isn't it? This is for what we're doing right now.
What do you need?
Hold there.
We're ready.
Yeah, okay, so
Orders?
assemble here.
Sir?
Tank unit. Ah, yeah, they're actually trying to set themselves up.
Ready for orders.
That's okay.
Yes, sir.
I shouldn't be too surprised there.
Reporting
Actually, let's do a little bit of a change. So I'm going to set up the tank group here, and we're going to try and knock out this entire zone in the morning, because everyone's so spread out at the moment. It's going to be devastating. You can see they're moving their forces to a new defensive line, so they are going to try and get back to where they were, but it's not going to have enough troops, because I've killed so many of them. So we'll assemble the tanks here.
Executing. Sir.
I'm going to modify this line a little bit. We'll have 1 tree squad hold to the town here.
What do you need? We're ready.
Second group hold from this location down to here.
Ready for orders.
Next group,
Sir?
I'm going to make them reform their line above the swamp,
Orders?
like so. This means we have 3 infantry divisions holding each section of the front line.
Reporting in. Yes, sir.
We're going to rebase
Ready for orders. Orders? We're ready.
both air bases. Actually, no. We'll move
Sir?
them here. I think we're going to move so rapidly in the morning, we haven't got to worry about
Reporting in.
using this further back base. I reckon
you
we just
need?
move everything up right now. Okay. Look at all our little guys move around. I love the game. It's so cool. All my little dudes. Okay, new lines have been set up. I wouldn't recommend being this gung-ho normally, but
Awaiting
because
new
the enemy
plans.
can't really respond to my attacks, it's fine. So, we actually gained 180 troops from yesterday because we got 300 reinforcements, so we've actually gone up. We wiped out nearly 2,000 troops, and so far, things have gone pretty well. Okay, so next day, let's have a look. Now, we're going to be very aggressive here. Very, very aggressive. We know the enemy has spread themselves out. Their line is so thin, it's
Sir.
making me laugh at this point.
Ready for
I'm going to
orders.
send my units forward very aggressively
We're
right
ready.
away. No bombard phase. The enemy's just got themselves. They're not dug in. We're going to just blast through and try and knock them out. So
Reporting in.
they're going to attack first, and then I want to create a whole ground around Cherbourg on either side. This is going to be for the final, well, end of the attack really. So they're going to work on that first.
Can do.
Next unit,
Yes, sir. Orders?
we're going to make these guys break through
Yes, sir.
to this city here. What is this? Valagonus. Yes.
Ready for orders.
Exactly what I said. And then we're going to create another area. Is that too far
Reporting in.
back? That might be too far back.
Sir?
I reckon that's going to be okay.
We're ready. Sir.
This is me doing a lot of assumptions where the enemy defense fortification is going to be.
What do you need?
If it's wrong, I can very quickly do a emergency plan. Good.
We're ready.
Okay, so recon squad.
Yes, sir.
I want them to recon pretty much this entire part of the map so we can figure out if there's any enemy units left behind.
Orders?
And also, fight bomber squadron,
Sir.
exactly the same. It doesn't really matter where they attack as long as they are hitting up someone in this entire zone, which I'm going to be running through in a second.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Reporting
so
in.
next up we've got these units over here. So we've already got a few breakthrough attacks.
Ready
These
for
guys are going to
orders.
immediately attack forward to capture this zone here.
What do you need? Yes, sir.
And then I want them to capture the rest of this zone at the top here
Reporting in. Orders?
and assemble nearby, if they can,
Sir.
for the attack tomorrow. Like I said, this is a lot of assumptions, but I'm pretty certain the enemy is broken. If we have a look at the general graph here, you can see that the enemy's got around 10,000 troops left. But I think it's okay. Don't worry about it too much.
Sir?
Finally, we have the tanks. So, tanks are going to be the most important part here. I want them to help crush this area here. So,
We're ready.
it's going to be a bit strange, but we're going to do a breakthrough attack.
Orders?
We're then going to hold line
What do you need? Sir.
And then seize ground. This is to spread out my units, so when they actually seize ground, they're
Ready for
already
orders.
available to go through and attack different targets at the same time. After they've
Yes,
done
sir.
that, they're going to generally be given a command to seize any ground that we do not currently own from enemy
Reporting
forces.
in. Copy
And that's
that.
that. Done. When, like I said, other missions, you have to be a lot more careful, but we've got this in the bag, guys. We have done enough damage at this point. Okay, off everyone goes. Now, hopefully we can actually get to a point where we kill these units instead of them retreating to the main defense line in Cherbourg. That's why I'm very keen on this breakthrough at the top here. Excellent. I assume they're going to have
Major
supplies
battle
around here as well, but
sir.
I'm not sure exactly where they're going to be.
A major battle has begun.
But by me also holding ground, it does mean I break all their supply lines anyway. Even if there was a connection down here, it's now gone. Good.
Sir.
Okay, they're on seize ground mode. They're going to start closing in and killing this pocket I've created over here.
A large battle has started.
Other sides, it looks like we're okay. I mean, it's not the perfect attacks in the world, but they are moving forward.
A major battle has begun.
Ah, that's where their supplies are. Okay.
Major battle underway, sir.
Yeah, there's
Supply
nothing stopping me.
depot captured.
Nothing stopping me at all here.
We've got a major engagement.
So when they finish siege ground, they should go into hold
We
ground
a
stance
supply depot.
and set up a new defensive line around the enemy main
A major
capital.
battle has begun.
Excellent. Enemy officer has been wounded. Excellent. That should be a big reduction in morale. And
Major
look at all
battle
these losses they're
underway,
taking.
Sir.
I kind of wish there was a... Can I customize this? Because I don't really care about some of them. I care about enemies surrendering. That's my most favorite metric. I want to see this. Show me more enemy captured, please. 17. Oh, wow. We have absolutely ravaged the enemy forces back there.
Supply depot captured.
Okay, looks like we might be a little close with the hold line, but it should just be in artillery range. I don't think it's going to be too crazy. There are a few remaining enemy forces. They are being engaged with my tank groups, though. Very rapid. 26 enemies have been destroyed. Excellent.
A large battle has started.
No one's attacking those mine layers over there. And mine layers, I would argue, are one of the most dangerous enemies because the mines are devastating. They kill morale. They can literally destroy entire tank attacks. They're pretty bad.
What do you need?
Okay, they just started that now. They've just moved to their overall seize ground command, so they can now attack everything. One thing I would like to see, by the
Ready
way,
for orders.
is when you finish orders, get rid of the other ones. I don't need to see number 1, number 2, number 3. I've done that already.
A new unit is at your command.
Oh, we've been given a new tank group? It's good, because we're about to lose the game, so I'm glad that they've come to help us out, because it was looking a bit dicey there, guys. I mean, no, I'm being sarcastic, guys. I'm English. Like, 50% of the things I say are sarcastic.
We're ready.
Okay, planning session.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Let's move these guys up. Over here.
Reporting in. Roger.
They're not going to have any time to do anything else, but they will at least be able to move
Orders.
up. And we're also going to have an assemble command over here
for
for the
orders.
tank group for the end of the day. Oh, that cancelled their command. That's all right. We're getting ready for tomorrow at this point, so I'm just preparing. No, actually, no. That isn't good because
sir.
there's still a battle going on. Seize the rest of the ground.
Reporting
That
in.
was not a good draw, guys. Not a good
We're
draw.
ready. What do you need?
Seize that ground. Assemble here.
Sir?
Damn. You've got these little trucks go around as well. I like how the battlefield just gets absolutely covered in fortifications as well. They're absolutely everywhere. Okay, so let's do a little bit of cleaning up. get rid of these supply depots. I want to have some new ones set up as well very, very soon. I don't want to get rid of too many too quick, but I would like to have one probably here, here, and that's probably going to be it. Oh, and this one here is fine. We could put the airport there at the end of the day. Oh, they're already there, aren't they? Oh, yeah.
Sir.
Okay, we're going to forego those guys that have encircled, and we're going to set up our left-hand side of our defensive formation before the enemy gets a bit too uppity.
Ready for orders.
There's one guy up there. How did he even get up there? Oh, it's a recon. I'm not surprised then. Recon is super fast.
A major battle has begun.
Okay, cool. So we have got a few enemies that have kind of been left behind here, but I really want to end up this battle. So we're going to probably ignore them and just go for the kill here. The enemy fortification looks chaotic at best. They have not set up a good defensive position. They are all over the place. So you probably already imagined what I was going to do with my tank regiments. We're going to be doing a 2-long pincer from either side. And I'll probably have the additional infantry group to actually go around and maybe mop up the remaining enemies over here. So they don't go around and destroy my, like, supply loans or anything. Yeah, I feel kind of bad because, like, they really haven't got a defense line set up here. They got a few guys, but nothing really too crazy. So I didn't lose any troops again because of the resupply. They lost nearly 4,000 troops in one day. Oh, man. Yeah, what's that? What are they at now? Oof. Yeah, it's not good for them. Okay, this is going to be horrifying to witness, but it's going to have to happen, everybody.
What do you need?
So,
orders, sir.
Just to be safe, I will be sending.
We're ready.
My spare infantry division to go and clear up the rest of this map.
Sir?
Just so it's safe. If they come around the back and take my supply depots, it can be annoying, right? So we get someone to go and kill those dudes off. Shouldn't be a problem.
Will do.
Done. Okay, so tank group. We've got 1 and 2. They're going to attack immediately. There's going to be no... They're not even set up to defend themselves. They have no chance of survival here. So I'm going to be sending these units in immediately to attack Cherbourg itself.
Yes, sir.
At that point, we're then going to... There's a big group here. I'm tempted to go and smash them. Break through again, out of the village.
Sir, ready for orders.
And then seize ground on a semicircle. This will keep them a bit more condensed.
We're ready.
But if they manage to do that, they will then assist with the rest of the battlefield in general.
Sir?
Done. Okay, other group.
Sir.
These guys are going to be doing pretty much exactly the same thing, but the other way around. So initially, I want them to break through into Cherbourg.
Yes, sir.
There's another group down here, but yeah,
what do
we'll
you
do it
need?
as well. We'll break into them.
Orders?
And then we'll semicircle.
Ready for orders.
And do a general attack at the end there.
What do you need? Roger.
Done. Okay, infantry divisions.
Sir?
So, we're going to probably just attack right away.
We're ready.
We do probably the same thought process, I'm going to say. I'm going to be using secure ground first, though, because I don't want them to go into one big line. I want them to literally kill everybody in this zone as a big walking force. So hopefully they can work on that. And then I want them to actually focus on keeping Cherbourg itself.
Yes, sir.
And if that succeeds and there's no one left alive, I want them to spread out and take over the entire area. We'll mirror the same on the other side.
What do you need?
Now, these guys actually have 2 groups of enemies to take care of, so they're going to be a bit slower, I think. And we just have a general order afterwards, because they're going to probably be fighting the entire day on that forest line.
Orders?
Excellent. Okay, so...
Sir?
Recon. For the initial part of the day, I want them to recon... Oh, there's no timer on this, is there? Unfortunate. Don't do that.
Ready for orders.
Just recon the village.
What do you need?
Get us eyes in the sky. Now, with the fighter bombers, I want them to attack the remaining enemies outside the map for a few hours. Nothing too long.
Reporting in.
3 hours is fine. Just so the initial attack can begin. They probably have AA in here. So if we do the blitzkrieg attack, the AI will hopefully be attacked and turned off. Then we want them to have a general attack on Cherbourg for the rest of the day.
Can do.
Done. Let's do it. Go, go, go! Now, one problem I will say is I don't have enough supplies because my supply management hasn't been stellar, if I'm honest. I didn't get them set up in time. But it is what it is. They will get supplies throughout the day, and if we go inside and there's a supply depot, they might get them directly from the source as well. So, the battle has begun. They're definitely focused on this southern area here. They are trying to reposition though, so if we can get inside the village quickly, we should be... I keep calling it a village. It's clearly not a village. It's huge. Sorry to anyone living in Cherbourg, and also, that's probably not how you say it anyway, so multiple apologies. Yeah, AA's already here. Maybe I should have had the recon delay timer, because they've already been pulled back. Not great, but that's what it is. Now, the enemy has set up minefields. This will destroy my morale and delay the attack from the right-hand side. The left-hand attack, though, has no such issue. And we've also run into the enemy captain and the supply depot at the same time. So they're now going to be cut off.
Major engagement.
Excellent.
Major battle
So
underway.
by destroying their HQ and artillery, they've lost their suppression. So my other unit should advance better along the front line here. This is a very entrenched area though, so I'm glad that we decided to attack from the sides, because if they... It's a problem. This is going to be a tough nut to crack.
A large battle has started. We're ready.
But like I say, in a second, we should have our 2 individual breakthrough attacks to try and absolve them from their positions a little bit with our tank groups. Now, because we're fighting in a mixture of, unfortunately,
Reporting in.
forest and town, it's going to be not great positions for our tanks to fight through, but should be okay. Oh, we're over an hour, guys. I'm sorry. I felt bad. I should have just played at a normal speed. Episode 2, we're going for like 2 or 3 hours. It should be fine. Oh, yes.
We've got a major engagement.
This is where this unit would have been really helpful attacking up this way, but it is what it is. I'm okay with these guys clearing up the remaining enemies instead. Okay, we captured the place. We've got to hold it for 12 hours, which I don't think is going to be a problem. Okay, second breakthrough has begun. We've just killed off their officer.
Supply depot
So they're going to temporarily have a big morale debuff, and that is perfect because my tanks are currently moving in to attack them as well. So this might be the death throes of the enemy forces. There's actually another officer here as well. I thought there was only 3 divisions, sorry. Oh. They hopefully will surrender.
Unit surrendered.
Wait, my guy surrendered? Oh, I don't know how that happened, to be honest, but it happens sometimes. If they get stuck on a minefield, they can get no supply and morale damage. They can instantly get captured sometimes.
Sir.
Excellent. Okay, we definitely cornered these guys up there at the top right. We've got a lot of enemy captures at the moment. Let's get rid of that. No one needs to see my guys surrendered. What an idiot. Who would surrender to this? Absolute moron. They're going down like flies. 18 enemies down. Actually, there's more than 18 because there's 2 different divisions here. 25, 26.
Battle has started.
27. Oh, this is devastating. Someone send help to these poor people. The officer somehow retreated into the center of his defensive formation, so I have to give him props for that. Though it's not going to be enough.
We've got a major engagement. plans in the works.
Planning
sir. What do you
session.
need?
Cancel what you're doing, guys.
Ready for orders.
I don't know where you are.
Orders?
Break through.
Orders? We're ready.
I'm just changing their orders a little bit. Because they're so stuck in set in stone here, I want to make sure we plow into
orders.
that enemy officer
Yes, sir.
to try and knock them out quickly, and then they just go back to their prior order.
Reporting in.
Plowmen! Plow the lilies! I love that game. He's still holding in here. He's done. He's been captured. There's only 3 enemies left. It's over.
A major battle has begun.
Absolute domination. Come on, we have to kill the last enemy before the game ends, because it will end when the time runs out for 12 hours defending Cherbourg. So, come on, brothers. Finish the last enemy. He's got a lot of defensive value. He's got 90% defense. So he is in there. But it is fading because of the bombers. Done. Ah, bit of a shame. Okay, everybody. So that has been the first mission of Battleplan. So once again, I will apologize. I did try and rush it at the end here to get the it into an hour-long video. It's not really an hour, but it is what it is. I think this game, really interesting concept. The future missions get a lot bigger, a lot more complicated. The enemy actually fights back with fences and stuff. This game is really cool. Now, as I said at the start of the video, you can, in fact, play this game in Monday. So only, what, 4 days away? 3 or 4 days away? So if you like what you see, guys...
We've done it!
Done! It's finished! Troops victorious! Ah, no feedback. No. You get a score at the end of it. Hopefully I get an S. Come on, guys. S. We need an S, or I'm going to feel like I failed myself. Oh. S rank. Super victory has been achieved. Enemy forces crippled. Allied losses pretty much 0. Enemy death rate insane. How many people did we kill in the end? Around 16,000 Germans destroyed. Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. I love that. So, that is going to be it for this video, guys. So at this point, we've just finished things off.
New plan, sir?
You get your end of battle screen and whatnot, and you can go on to the next mission. So, of course, every time you finish one, you get more recognition again, and that will allow us to go and create new units. Airborne's been unlocked. A lot of exciting things going on. So, as I said at the start of the video, there's actually another 2 combat missions we can do. So, I plan to do 1 a day until Sunday. So, at that point, the demo will be out for everybody on Monday anyway to play, so everyone can do their own strategies. Video 2 and video 3, I'm not going to try and fit into an hour. We're going to play it regularly and have a fun time. Also, I would intend to design my own army at the start of the video as well. So we're going to have custom troops. It's going to be glorious. Apart from that, guys, if you like what you see here, remember I do this as a hobby these days, but subscribe anyway if you feel like you want to watch some stuff. There's no guarantee of content, but if videos come out I want to play, but if games come out I want to play, I will probably do a series on them. After this, there might be more demos I'm going to try and cover. If not, I'm gearing up to play Crimson Desert at the start of March. So there's stuff coming up, guys. We will be doing some games here. Apart from that, guys, have a brilliant day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Have a good one. Bye.